Sister Aidan, formerly Sarah Donaldson.
Sarah Donaldson. Did you have a middle name?
Pardon?
Did you have a middle name?
Not until confirmation.
And what was that name?
And that was Aidan.
Aidan was your confirmation name?
Mm-hmm. Well, you see, further down, that will come into it.
Okay. And when and where were you born, sister?
I was born in Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm. When?
County Down, 1908.
1908. Wow.
And you were in the mind of God.
I sure hope so.
Your parents weren't even married then.
They weren't even born then.
1908.
No, my dad wasn't born until 1912. What day and month? What day and month were you born?
I was born August 20th.
August 20th, 1908.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes you the oldest sister in South Central.
I imagine I am.
Quite an honor, huh?
But I wouldn't say that all the way. Little dots of it, but not much.
When did you come to the United States? As a child?
Oh no, I came here as an adult.
Oh, as an adult.
Because we had a sister come from Mobile, Alabama, which I never knew existed, and was looking for recruits. And at that particular time, I had just started teaching in Ireland. Of course, you recognize I'm from Ireland.
Yes.
Well, that was the first. And of course, I went right into teaching here. Seemingly, God must have provided. There was a sister teaching at St. Joseph's. You have seen the picture of St. Joseph's Church.
Yes.
Right where the old convent was.
Oh.
And then right across it from St. Joseph's Church was St. Joseph's School.
Okay.
So it's been converted since. And St. Joseph's is almost closed.
Oh.
Very few there. And I saw it filled from the first pew to the last pew.
Wow.
So that's what the problem.
Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Do you have any childhood memories in Ireland?
No.
No?
I have no connection there anymore. After I entered here, a couple of years or so, my father passed away. And my mother had already gone before I left. So, of course, he was a railroad man. And he was always, trains were his hobby.
What was his name, sister?
John Donaldson.
John Donaldson?
Donaldson.
And his middle name was Donald as well?
Yes.
Wow. And your
My
mother?
name.
What was your mother's name?
Mary Aidan Connolly.
A Connolly and a Donaldson.
Connolly and Donaldson.
And did you have any siblings?
No.
No siblings?
No.
Oh.
When mother passed away, after I was born, of course it had to be, and she had a boy, but passed away, and the boy passed away. So.
Oh, she died in childbirth.
Oh, yeah.
So you never really knew her?
I never really knew her that much.
Did your dad ever remarry?
Oh, never.
No?
Never. It never entered his mind. He did talk about her a lot. And I imagine going to the cemetery with him. And he would bring a little stool. It wouldn't be about that width. And I would sit on it at the cemetery with him. Some of those sessions are terrible. What he went through.
Yeah. Did he raise you by himself then?
Pardon?
Did he raise you by himself?
Well, yes. And between the Sisters of Mercy in Newry.
Newry?
Yeah, County Down. No, they're all gone. All those older nuns. The superior of the convent almost adopted me.
Oh.
And I could go in there at any time.
Did you live close by to the convent?
We lived not too far, not within Newry itself.
Oh.
They were in Newry, but we were down at Warren Point.
Warren Point?
Warren
Point, okay.
You've heard of that place?
No.
No?
Sadly, I have not.
Well, it was a seaside place.
And your dad was into the railroads?
My dad was on the railroad.
I guess he had to travel a lot then, huh?
Well, he did up around the Belfast area and places like that. But he kept the house for a long time, and then he had to give her because he moved so much.
Yeah.
And then I went to school with the Mercies.
Grade school and high school?
Great. Of course, we did much of our high school. Yes, we went all the way through, and then we left and went to Spring Hill College.
Spring Hill College? Really?
Have you heard of Spring Hill College? Yeah, Jesuits.
So you taught for a year or so in Ireland?
No, I didn't even teach.
Oh, you did not teach there?
Wait now, let me go back. Graduating. I did a little teaching, but not much, because we attended college at Spring Hill.
You came over here and attended Spring Hill in Mobile, yes. Okay. And you taught as well?
I taught. From the day I entered Mobile.
The day you entered?
I was marked for teaching.
You were a teacher. Wow. Do you remember the first place you taught?
Really with a big class.
Oh my.
I went over to St. Joseph's School with a teacher who was foreign, by the way.
Foreign?
Yeah, God love her. I can still see her. And that was a long time ago.
Oh, yes it was.
Yeah. She was very frail.
Oh.
And was practically on the way out when I entered.
Oh.
And she did go out.
Oh.
So after that, they made me take over her grade because they said that she preferred I would be the one.
I guess so.
So
you were just a wee young thing then.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah.
And then you stayed around in Mobile for a while.
Oh yes, I was here because I taught at St. Joseph's. That was the church I was telling you about. St. Joseph's. I taught there, and then I went out to St. Mary's.
St. Mary's?
And we didn't have all the churches in Mobile that we had more recently.
Oh.
But then we lost some on account of I would say, the delegation, and they got smaller in number, and they were with another church then. So, but we did hold on to St. Joseph's till we pulled out. And that was the big church.
The big one, okay.
Right across at the old convent.
Okay.
Did you see the old convent?
I have, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, the church that was across there, that was the main school, St. Joseph's.
Okay.
And we had both grade school and high school there.
And that was St. Joseph's High School?
That was St. Joseph's High School.
Okay.
But I was in the grade school.
Yes.
I was teaching.
Yes. Do you remember what grade?
Well, I went in with this little nun I was telling you about that had passed away. But I was sent with her to St. Joseph's, only as a postulant. And I didn't know what I was doing. And you could see us dressed going over there. We had a walk over from the convent, and you saw where the convent was when we walked from there to St. Joseph's. That was every morning, every afternoon, and in fact, every lunch period. We laugh about it now, but it wasn't any laughing stock then. It was run for your life. Either across Spring Hill Avenue and back to St. Joseph's. And we did that every day, running back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all over. So that takes care of the first one.
Do you remember the sister who came to Ireland and asked for recruits, if you will?
Yes. Yeah, I remember her. Lord, I forget her name almost now.
Did you come over with her? You came over on a boat, I guess, right?
There's another little wangle in there.
Ah, tell me.
I was from the north of Ireland.
Right.
And they wouldn't let us out of the north of Ireland.
They wouldn't?
And, well, no, it was just, I don't know what it was. Probably she was coming, whatever. She told them, the authorities, that were giving us the liberty to go. There were 3 of us. There was Elizabeth, after she entered with me, and another girl, Brendan.
Brendan? Okay.
And myself. There were 3 of us from the north of Ireland. And of course the other 2 have passed away. And I'm left holding the vine.
So the 3 of you came together on the ship?
Yes.
What was that like?
No supervision, nothing.
Nothing.
Just go, and then when you get to New York, someone will meet you at, there's a place up there they meet. It's still there.
Was it Ellis Island?
Well, it was close, pretty close. After, when I came back and found out about the places, it was pretty close.
So do you remember coming through immigration? Was that a hassle?
Uh-huh. Well, it wasn't so much of a hassle.
No, just...
Because
everybody was doing it.
Everybody was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got through easy. There were some retentions of some people, but we three got through. And then we got on a ship.
Another ship? To come to Mobile?
To come to Mobile. Yeah, we got off one ship. And then we stayed at the Leo house. Did you ever tell?
No.
It was like a boarding house for travellers.
Oh.
And it was called the Leo House.
Leo House, okay.
It was in New York.
Okay.
Where we had almost to spend it. And then we were there for about 3 days, something about papers or something.
Okay.
And then we got the okay. We had a sister in Mobile who had a brother who was a lawyer in New York. And he met us and got us set up until it was time to go. Then we went to, there is a house there in New York that they take passengers both coming and going.
Oh.
And maybe you know about it.
I don't think so.
No, oh yes, there's one house there that houses them. Just like you come in. Now I think we were 2 nights there.
Ah.
And then the sisters had made arrangements that we were to be put on the train.
Train, okay.
And got the train from Mobile.
Okay. Now nobody was, other than the lawyer.
Yeah, well he
did the
took
paperwork.
He took care of everything.
Okay.
And took care of it right from the time we got into New York. And he was a lawyer and a brother of one of the sisters in Mobile.
Good.
And she was the second one, Sister Dominica and Sister Estelle.
Okay.
Both of them came to meet us.
They did? Up in New York?
No, not New York.
Not in New York.
Until we got to Mobile.
Okay. Okay.
So it was a long process.
I bet.
Yeah.
That was probably, what, a 3-day train ride to...
Oh, I know. Yeah, it was a long ride.
Wow.
Mm.
Did you have any money?
We had a little money.
Little money?
But of course, they weren't so picky about taking money then.
Oh.
I mean, they would be more inclined if you dropped it to tell you dropped it. And of course, we didn't know too much about the value.
Probably not, no.
But we had the paper money. And I remember when I just left, one of my aunts gave me a gold piece.
Oh.
So I brought that into the convent. And I think I went to the bank right away. Which, as you know it would, it was a gold piece though. And we didn't have much money. From experience, I realized we had very little in Mobile at that time.
Yes.
That was a way back.
Do you remember what year that might have been?
Pardon?
Do you remember what year that might have been?
19. I think I have it written down somewhere. But I never bothered going back on it.
You don't need to remember all of it.
It must have been the 20s.
Hadn't had the Great Depression yet, had we?
Oh yeah, the Depression was very bad. Then at that time.
But you were in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. We weren't over here yet.
You weren't?
No.
No? Okay.
We were there for part of the Depression.
Okay.
And then, of course, we did come here and got into another one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was bad here, too.
Yeah. So you were down in Mobile. You finally made it to Mobile.
I did. I made it to Mobile.
And went out to teach the next day?
And then, well, no, I didn't go out teaching right away. I went cleaning up on the convent right away.
Hello, how do you do? Here's a dust cloth. Here's a broom.
No, we were in the dormitory.
Uh-huh.
A big dormitory. And that was that old convent.
Oh.
Yeah. We were in a room. There were 6 of us in the dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the 3rd floor.
I bet that got good and warm during the summer.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't have been too used to that from Northern Ireland.
Oh, I know. Well, I guess it had to be. And you know, when you're going into something like that, you have, we nearly finished with it. When you go into a thing like that, you don't know.
Exactly.
And you just wait and find out what you do next.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you did a lot of that in your life.
You're right.
You had great faith.
Yeah. Now, my parents, that's the second one I just better get through. Number 1, I did not know my mother. I knew my grandmother better.
Oh.
My mother passed away at the birth of a boy, and that was about 3 years after I was already in the world. And then the boy came along, so both of them had died at that. So and my father was a railroad man. Because it says, name your parents and mention what they did. Now what my mother did was just take care of me for those 3 years or so.
Yeah.
And my father always worked on the railroad, so he was a railroad man. I couldn't tell you anything my mother liked to do, because I didn't know it. But I do know my father did like to go fishing. And in Warren Point, there is a place for fishing and, you know, activities all around that area. But that was not until after I was a little older. Then I knew where the places were, and it was in a place called O'Meath.
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 Okay.
And that didn't affect me a bit.
Never went fishing with him?
Oh, I did. I used to go out in the boat with him, like a little boat. We'd go out. He had a little boat, and we'd go out and around the water, around. And that was near Carlingford and Warren Point, and O'Meath, all these places. we go and we could go. The water was all around these places.
Sort of like Mobile, huh?
Pardon?
Very much like Mobile.
Well, it was much smaller.
Smaller, oh, yeah.
Even though you might say Mobile. And then number 3 doesn't appeal. Name your siblings.
Right.
Number 4. Well, now, after everything died down, my father got permission for me to go to school. And that was with the Sisters of Mercy.
Mm-hmm. Did you start school in first grade over there?
Oh, I started in the first
grade. Okay.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth.
They didn't have anything
ninth.
like kindergarten then, did they?
Oh yeah, kindergarten.
Did they? Mm-hmm. So you've known the Sisters of Mercy just about all your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were the only one. Well, I knew some of the Poor Clares.
Did
the
you?
Poor Clare sisters were in Uri.
Uri?
And many a time when the Mercies would have a message, they would take me and give me the message and send me up to the Poor Clares with it.
Oh.
So
you were a little runner.
I got to know them.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the St. Louis nuns in another area. There were the St. Louis, the Poor Clares, the Mercies. And there was some kind of a Blessed Sacrament group there. Mm-hmm.
Lots of sisters in Northern Ireland then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now number 5 and number 6 are the real ones. That was just...
That was just warm up, right? Why did you want
to become a Sister of Mercy? Well, you may have heard this before. 2 sisters came to Ireland from Mobile. Mother Dominica, not the Dominica that was here that you may have known, but the other one ahead of her, and Sister Estelle. And they were going all through Ireland looking for postulants. Well, now, the first batch they meant, they were in the Free State, and they got about 8. And they assigned those 8 up and took them back to the state, to Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it came time for Northern Ireland, that was another story. There were only 3. There were 6 signed up, but only 3 went.
Mm.
Brendan, Elizabeth and myself.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, when the southern part of Ireland left with those other nuns, came back with them, we couldn't leave for 2 years. They wouldn't let us leave.
The government wouldn't let you leave?
The government.
Oh.
No, we couldn't leave. So the 3 of us, there were 6 that they left behind. There were 3 others with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we 3 stuck together. Although I had never met Brendan or Elizabeth myself.
Oh.
And then we met together and said we would go. And it was, a kind of a mixed up thing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Because the 3 of us, now I just scarcely knew Elizabeth. She came from a big family, and Brendan was alone. She lived with her grandmother. So the three of us met and left together.
But nobody came to get you?
No. We
You came over on your own?
And left the ship. Now when we came here to the States, we came on the, I forget the name of the ship. Well, be that as it may, we got here anyway. We stayed at the Leo House in New York.
All right.
For about 2 nights. And then these 2 sisters, Dominica and someone else,
Estelle,
had met us in Ireland, came and picked us up.
Oh, they did come to New York for you.
And well, we had to come into New York.
Yes, but Dominica and Estelle came to New York?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
Wait, now let me take that up. I don't think, no, they didn't.
No, okay.
No, they didn't. The conductor on the train, when we got on the train, it was a train that went right through, all the way. And he kept reminding us, don't get off the train. So we stayed on the train.
Good.
The 3 of us were together. And you feel like jumping out. But we stayed till we got to Mobile. But when we got to Mobile, there was Dominica and her companion standing on the curb waiting for the train. So, and that way we got to, they picked us up.
What did they pick you up in? I'm just curious.
A car.
There were cars then?
A car.
Oh, they had a car.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we had cars in Ireland. I remember getting into them like a little child. My feet were sticking out like that on the benches. Oh yeah.
Oh, you had the benches, okay.
Oh.
So we've got you to Mobile.
Got us to yeah. We didn't know where we were going.
I bet you didn't.
No, we didn't.
Big country. Where's Mobile, Alabama?
Exactly. And when we got here, well, we got around 4 o'clock, I think, in the evening.
Okay.
And then they brought us in and we met the sisters. And that was the beginning. We slept
Oh, I bet.
up in the dormitory.
Oh. Do you remember your first impression when you finally got here?
Well, a yes and a no. They're a kind of, shaded out of your mind by now.
Oh, well.
With so much. But I remember we did go in and it was supper time.
It was.
And then we had supper with them. Then we went upstairs, and of course, our dining room in Mobile was in the basement area. So we had to go up 1 flight of stairs. We were on the first floor. Then we had to go up a 2nd flight of stairs. We were on the chapel floor. Then we had to go up a 3rd flight of stairs, and we were up in the dormitory area, the sleeping area. That was in Mobile. Now, let's see.
Did you ever have a formal novitiate time?
Oh yes, we had a novitiate.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Clotilde.
Sister Clotilde, okay.
A native of Pensacola.
Oh.
So she was the mistress of novices.
Mm-hmm. Was it just the three of you in your class?
Oh no, there were some of the older ones that I told you came earlier.
Yes, 2 years before.
Some of them were still there.
Mm-hmm.
And Sister Mercy, she was from Ireland, but she came with one nun. Mm-hmm. At that particular time, in Mobile, there were a number of Irish sisters, and they used to go back and forth to Ireland.
Oh.
And I know that's how she came. She came with one of those. Mm-hmm. But then there was another group there, about 6, and they came with Dominica, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we came, mm-hmm. and there were 3 of us. That was Brandon, Elizabeth, and myself.
Mm-hmm. So you could have had a group of 10 or 12 in that novitiate.
Yes. Oh yeah, there were about 10 or 12 in the novitiate. Mm-hmm. When we went in, there was a long table there which only held about 12 people. Mm-hmm. And we had right along the side, mm-hmm. they put in a desk in the novitiate for mm-hmm. one for each of us.
Do you have any memories of novitiate?
Oh yeah, memories.
Do you have any memories of novitiate?
Oh yeah, there were.
Good ones, bad ones?
Both.
Both? Good.
Number 1, the mistress of novices was teaching. She was a teacher. Uh-huh. And she was teaching in the high school. At Common Mercy. Mm-hmm. So we didn't see her that much. Oh. In other words, we could get away with ball. Yeah, we didn't see her that much. She was teaching all day, and then apart from that, she was going to school herself at the visitation, because there was a Jesuit coming in there teaching. Mm. See, the visitation couldn't go out. Mm. Of course, ours could go out. So they went down there for the afternoon. Sometimes the classes would run through from 4 to 6. Oh. So now you can guess what we had in the novitiate. She was gone.
Yes.
Half the time.
Yeah.
She might be there with us Saturday and Sunday. But apart from that, and she was so involved in her studies that she didn't have much time to give to it. So that was our novitiate. Oh well. It worked out some way.
Somehow.
The Lord stepped in.
That's right, something worked.
Yeah, because the other 2 passed away.
Brendan and
Elizabeth and Brendan. And all the others that were in the novitiate, of course, a number of them went back home again.
Oh, did they? And then they stayed in Ireland?
Hmm?
Did they stay in Ireland when they went back?
Yeah, they were. They weren't there too long because we followed, and there were only the 3 of us that followed. Mm-hmm. Because, again, it was Northern Ireland. Mm-hmm. You just went by what the government said. And they were able to take back about, I would think, 6. But then they didn't say that they were back. But the 3 of us stayed. 2 of them were buried here. Elizabeth and Brenda.
Yes.
It's a peculiar mix-up when you have to interview someone like me, because the others are different. They're all natives.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, there's no one else outside of here. I'm the only one that's the black sheep.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that.
Oh, you don't know the whole story.
Oh, that's why I'm here, to get the whole story.
Yeah, you know my life anyway.
Well.
And it's too late now to talk about anything about home or any place.
Did you feel like the black sheep? Did you feel like the black sheep?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Did you?
No, the black sheep always came home.
The black sheep always came home. Okay.
No.
No?
Oh no, I wasn't in Ireland. Oh, it's a long time now since I've been in Ireland.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go back too much.
Did you ever expect to go back when you left home originally?
No, I didn't. I don't know why. I did go. Of course, I had done a lot of travelling.
You had?
Yes, I had. I had done a lot of travelling before I entered.
You were still a young woman.
Oh, Lordy, I was all over the world nearly.
Well, tell me.
Oh, I was all through Central Europe and all the rest of it.
Just for enjoyment?
No, just going on a trip.
Wow.
And even went as far as the Holy Land and went, away. I wish I could remember the place. In Europe, it was away at the end of the map.
In Europe,
and the north side, yeah. Oh well, doesn't make any difference.
This was before you entered?
Oh no, this was after.
After you entered, okay.
Of course, I don't say what Mother Macaulay would have said.
What was that?
She would have had other intentions.
Other intentions?
Yeah. She would say, she didn't spend your money that way.
Oh, I thought you would have said how much she enjoyed her little tripping about.
Who? She?
Catherine.
Did. Oh, well, she didn't do much tripping about. No,
really.
The other ones didn't. But we did. In our day. Now, there's one question here, number 5. Why did I want to become a sister?
Why did you want to become a sister?
Well, there were many questions within that.
Oh, yes.
What was it that I admired so much? And I think it was that being at school with the Sisters of Mercy, and I think I was more observant than many. Some of the girls were a little, we would talk together and so forth. And then they would say, well, I'm going to wait for a while to become a sister. And one day I was going to be one, and then the next day I wasn't going to be any. Well,
Just like a girl.
Well, you know how these things went
Oh,
on.
absolutely.
I bet you did the same thing. One day you go in, and the next day, oh no, I go and be. I did think about being a nurse.
Oh.
That was one thing. That I wasn't going to be a sister, but I would be a nurse. Then I wasn't going to be a nurse either. I wasn't going to be a sister. And then I thought of several other things I wanted to do. So that was how it was. And I bet it was the same with you. Yeah, I bet you weren't going to be a sister even in the beginning.
You're right.
I think we all go through it.
Oh, sure.
And of course, you see everything that has to be done, and then you begin to ask yourself, can I fit in there? And then again, you see something else and you say, oh, I would like to be doing that. You know, it's just, it is wherever God wants. And he must put his finger on it right away.
So, you taught children in school?
Oh, I taught from the first year I entered.
Yes.
And then kept at the teaching ever since.
Ever since?
Ever since.
That's the only ministry you had?
That was the only thing that I had. Started with first grade.
Oh my goodness, yes?
The sister that I had got sick.
Yes.
And they told me to go in there and take that first grade. 60 kids.
60 children. My goodness. Great.
Oh. Well, I tried out and I thought, that this can't go on. The next year, they put me down again for the first grade because the poor old nun died in the meantime.
Poor thing.
And I went one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Then, about 2 or 3 years later, they put me into the third grade.
Oh.
And then it was into the fourth grade.
Well, at least
I went up the grade,
up.
and then the last was no teaching, but the administrator.
Wow.
So I said, well, I got all the information I need.
So you were principal?
That's right. Oh well.
Was this at St. Joseph's School?
I did teach at St. Joseph's School. How did you know we had a St. Joseph's School?
You told me.
Yeah, I taught at St. Joseph's School.
And when you were made a principal, was that at St. Joseph's also? No?
Principal was out of Mobile.
Oh.
You see, when we started, we had schools, Mobile, Pensacola,
oh, right.
Huntsville, Endsley, Bessemer, Selma. We had schools in all these places. And you could be sent to anywhere. Now, I did much of my teaching in Mobile. And then I went over to Pensacola and taught over there.
Okay.
And then I was in Birmingham. See, we had a school there. Any place we went to, we had a school. And we had several places in Alabama. Now, Florida was the one was out of it.
Pensacola.
Mm-hmm. If I'm correct. I know that was the only one we had out of Mobile.
Now, these were in the years when Mobile was the mother house, right?
Oh yeah, Mobile was the mother house.
And when did that change? When did Mobile come to be in the Baltimore region?
When did we come to be the Baltimore region? I'm afraid I forget that.
Oh. But you stayed in Mobile still, didn't you?
Much of
your teaching life. Okay.
Much of my teaching experience was around in the Mobile area. I think I taught in Florida, in Pensacola, and I taught a year in Baltimore.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. See, we belong to that province.
Right.
So
yes. But only 1 year, huh?
1 year.
1 year.
I had been sick, and after I recuperated, they brought me up there for a while to Baltimore, and then they put me to teach. I had a class up there for a year, and then they sent me back to the Mobile area.
Did you ever teach anywhere in Georgia?
No.
No. 1 year in Baltimore.
I think I was longer than 1 year.
Oh, okay. Do you remember which school?
I was out, well, I lived at Mount St. Agnes.
Oh, right.
But I taught, first of all, they had a little school in Mount St. Agnes area.
Yes.
And then, no, I didn't go out to any out in the area. They had several schools in the area in Baltimore.
Do you remember making your final vows?
Pardon?
Do you remember making your final vows?
Yes, I do.
I guess that was in Mobile here?
That was in Mobile. There were 3 of us.
You all made it at the same time?
All at the same time. Well, the 3 of us entered together. The 3 I'm speaking of were Elizabeth, Brent, and myself, because...
Do you remember their last names?
Yes. Brendan was Robinson.
Brendan Robinson. Oh, okay.
Her name was Mary. We used to say Mary Robinson Brendan. And then Mary Elizabeth Core.
Core. Oh my, okay. So I did know them.
Yeah. And then I was Sarah Donaldson. That was long enough.
What a trio.
That's right. Well, you see, we came from the north of Ireland. When the others came, but then so many of the others didn't stay. They went back. Which is, I don't know, none of, neither Elizabeth nor Brent nor myself had any inclination to go back. We did talk about going back, like for a holiday or something. But
did you ever do that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did you? Good.
I did. I did it as long as my father was living.
Oh, good.
And then, when he passed away, well, there was nothing. And then I had lots of cousins in London.
London?
And I went over there to visit with them sometime.
So you taught your whole ministry life. You taught
and all the way through.
All the way through, and was principal a fair amount of time also?
Oh yeah, I was principal. I was principal for 12 years in one school and principal for another. Oh,
long time.
That's right.
So you've been retired for a while now, haven't you?
Oh boy. I wouldn't be able to teach anymore.
No, I guess not.
No.
Tell me about what you've done in your retirement.
What I am doing.
Absolutely.
I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Oh,
reading.
Reading.
Well, I do look at some television, but I'm not geared to it too much. If it's foolish, well, I just turn it off.
Tell me about the watercolors down the hallway here.
Oh, well, I just like to paint and do work like that.
Well, when did that start?
Oh, that started a good bit ago. I was teaching even then.
Oh, you were? I thought you took up painting in your retirement years.
Oh.
No?
No. They were.
So you've been you've been painting for a while.
Well, I have. I loved it.
It's beautiful work. Beautiful.
I loved it.
Did anybody teach you, or did you just pick it up?
Well, I had a girlfriend who, she was a kind of an artist, but her art didn't appeal to me. But I went to her for advice.
Oh.
And then I would get an idea and I'd get it down on the paper.
Oh.
And then I would get maybe her to help me with some colour before it would even get on the paper, because I knew about what the colours would do. So that was, yes, I did, and enjoyed it. I enjoyed it while I was doing it.
Did you ever have, did you have any other hobbies?
Well, yes, I could crochet, but I never did too much of it.
No.
Either like lace or something like that. The little old needle.
Too small now, huh?
That's right.
Too hard to see now.
No, I like the bigger thing.
Yeah.
So I could hold a crochet needle.
Yeah.
Do you do any?
I do a little.
What do you do?
Mostly hand stitching. Some quilting from time to time.
Do you? There's something like that. But it's big enough.
But you can see, yes. The intricate
See,
things.
this eye is not as good as this. This is fairly.
Did you ever think you would live this long?
No, I didn't. The Lord must love me, or else, he says, you stay till you finish it. That's it. That's all I've got to say.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm picturing Catherine McCauley looking down on you looking across.
She's looking at me.
She's looking at you. I wonder what she's thinking.
She's thinking, well, one time you're good and the next time you're bad. Not so bad, but bad.
It's been a pretty good life, I'd say, huh? You've had a wonderful life.
Well, I could sit back and laugh at a lot of things.
Well, that's good, isn't it? That in itself is pretty good.
And then again, I could cry about some things. which everybody can.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone I ever missed. Did you ever cry?
Oh, yes.
What?
Sure.
No. I can't believe that.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
Well, just you don't meet many people that don't cry.
Oh, I do cry.
Do you
Oh,
cry?
definitely. Definitely.
Interior or
Both.
exterior?
For sure.
Well, it might be, with you, it might be a death or something. Would it be a death?
Well, sadnesses. Any
Yeah.
sadness. I'm a crier.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. Tears come very easy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Very freely, I'm sorry to say.
Well, probably it is the thing you're crying over. You would with your parents.
Yeah.
You see, unfortunately, I was so young, I didn't know my mother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when my father died, I was here.
Yeah.
So it's a different situation with each person with their parents. And of course, I being the only one with my father.
Yeah.
Mother was gone, and the boy. There was a boy, but the both of them went.
The boy never got named?
No,
No.
never.
Mm.
But I imagine he would have been called John after his dad.
Mm.
Because my father didn't die till after I was in the convent.
Why did you pick the name Aidan, or was that given to you?
Well, now, who else do you think I'd get her from?
Mother Superior?
No, she wasn't the superior,
No?
but she was a beautiful character. She was a nun,
Mm-hmm.
Aidan. Oh, and I did like her. I really, there were two that were my favourites.
Oh.
One was Gertrude and one was Aidan.
Oh, so you picked
And
it.
there was a Gertrude here in the convent when I entered.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was Aidan, so I took Aidan. But Aidan was more sedate and more careful than the other one.
Oh. And you got what you asked for when
Yeah.
it came to names, huh?
Well, we didn't have any choice or anything. They just said, what name did you want?
Oh. And you got what you asked for.
So I took Aidan
Mm-hmm.
because I thought to myself, she has something on the bow that I don't have, and that would be a beautiful character.
Well, you certainly have been a beautiful character for many years.
Oh,
I wonder how much longer God is going to keep you
I
here.
know. God knows what he's doing.
Well, I for one hope it's a long time before he has to take
Hmm?
you home. I hope it's a long time before he has to take you home, but you might not feel the same way.
You're right.
Mm.
But I'm always afraid. I'm a little bit afraid even to face God sometimes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I would think you'd be pretty ready.
But I'm always afraid I haven't done enough. And that's true. I think it's true of every person. I mean, when they feel that the end is even getting near, you just wonder, did I do enough or not?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Oh, Lordy. to our disgrace. I hope not.
I hope not.
And you know, it does happen. But God is so good. He overlooks a lot. Even with people you're living with, you can see where sometimes God works and brings them around. And it even happens in the community.
Imagine that.
And you, did you say imagine that?
I did.
Well, why did you say imagine?
Because I suspect you have something you could tell me where it happens in the community.
Oh no. I mean, it would happen in any community.
Yeah.
I mean, likes and dislikes.
Right.
And I guess you have some likes that you like, and then the others, well, you just let them go by.
On my good days.
Hmm?
On my good days.
Mm-hmm.
On my bad days, I let it upset me, and that's not
Well,
good.
the thing would upset you. And it upsets me even now that I can't make myself just like the different person.
Yeah.
And I guess when you were living in a community with a lot of nuns, you would have one or two picked that you just didn't care about. They belong in the line. Oh, I feel the same way.
I guess it makes us human. I guess that makes us human.
Yeah. It's not that much. God knows. I often think he did have a choice even. He loved John the Baptist. But that's no excuse for me. Or for anybody.
Yeah.
We don't have to love them, but we can respect them.
Sure.
And they can, we, like speaking about now, our profession, yours or mine, that we adopted. That was an adoption by both of us when we became sisters.
Yes.
So we entered with the right intention. But then, and we're off the boat sometimes. That's the way I feel too. And I'd say God knows it.
It's when you pray for
Yeah. Well, you can pray for me and I can pray for you.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
And that's what has to be.
It's what I call the sainthood of the sainthood.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other thoughts on as you look back on your life?
Any more?
Well, I don't like to ask people what they would change because that can't happen. So.
Well, it's very hard when you say what they would change. Because, well, we don't know what situation we would be put into, even if we asked.
Right. Oh,
because
I agree. Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting into. I know sometimes I have a hard time with Carolyn. And you might not think that.
No.
But one day she got angry about something. She wasn't angry with me at the time, but she was angry with someone else. And she said to me, because I may have said something, and she said, "You go back to Ireland."
Oh. She must have been real angry.
Yeah, and it wasn't at me. But
only if we could take back all the things we wish we could take back, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all over. They could say go back 40 times a day and it would go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anyone nearly in Ireland.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I never did think of going back. Maybe once or twice when I was younger. When I was younger, and less sense.
You're right there.
Uh-huh.
You're absolutely right there. Oh, jeez. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
I know that's all we have, ultimately, is time to spend.
You're right.
So, I really appreciate all that you've
Are
given
you
me
all
this morning.
leaving today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Well, that's fine. I enjoyed it.
Good. Thank you. I like to hear that.